There is a mental health crisis going on among Generation Z, with depression, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia occurring in our population far higher than that of previous generations. Now, scientists have tried to get to the root of this issue, with them blaming a variety of factors, such as the economic prospects of our generation, or how changes in youth socialization have resulted in high amounts of alienation. And then you have my theory, which is that Fumos are causing the mental health crisis of Gen Z. Now, there is a good chance that you have no idea what I'm talking about when I just said that, but if you do know what I'm talking about, please go and get help. Now, Fumos are these little dolls of Toho characters. Now, if you don't know what Toho is, I'll show you a quick video to explain it. Alright, now that we're all on the same page, let me tell you a little story. I first stumbled upon Fumo pages on Instagram just a little bit ago, and it was there that I found a whole bunch of posts of people treating their Fumos as if they're alive, having dinner with them, taking them outside, treating them as a good friend, or even a lover. And if I'm gonna be real here, I thought it was hilarious. But as I started to look at more and more of these Fumos, a sudden realization dawned on me. They aren't joking. Well, most of them, anyway. No, many of these people instead have this true connection to the Fumos, with many of them being closer to their Fumos than they are to anyone else in the real world. But is it really the Fumos' fault, or are the Fumos just a cope for wider societal problems? If we examine this phenomena from a wider angle, it becomes more clear. More so now than ever, young people are demanded to engage with the society and dedicate their lives to it, all the while receiving very little back in return for doing so. So, in order for us to figure out why people are turning to Fumos, we first need to answer what the meaning of life is. Well, a simple answer would be that life has no meaning, and instead, our own personal goals should be to do whatever we find personally fulfilling. And from the moment that we're born, we're always taught that the way to fulfillment is achieved by completing a checklist, all the while following a narrow rule set that only exists in relation to the society that we live in. But none of us decided that these paths were ultimately fulfilling. We were only ever told that they were. Thus, we've been living our entire lives with the illusion of free choice, when in reality, there's no guarantee that you are going to achieve fulfillment at the end of the road. In fact, most of what we mistake as fulfillment is, in reality, the absence of punishment for doing the wrong thing, as deemed by society. So instead, people look for fulfillment in alternate methods, and live out the alternate life that they wish they could have had, if society weren't so rigid. All of this then adds up and accumulates over time until they're living out a fantasy life where they're dating a cartoon doll. Clearly, the issues at play here are complex, but we have a simple solution.